If the current market situation is confusing to you, you don't know if you should buy or sell, are the bulls stronger or the bears, and you like to know an altcoin which could be the next shopping IO, then you should definitely watch this video till the end. Hello guys and welcome back to Big Bang Crypto. My name is Sam. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, turn on that notification bell and leave a like if you like this content. And also join our amazing Discord group where you will find one of the best communities out there and the best updates. Alright, so everything is looking so bullish right now. We have a huge market cap and everybody is screaming buy the dip, buy the altcoins, will become a millionaire. Now, I think that of course something like that can happen, but you should always ask yourself, when will it end? Because if you remember our last bull market, at the very end, people were still saying buy Bitcoin and buy the altcoins. So a lot of people bought at the very top and then they had huge losses. And we don't want something like this. We want to be prepared. So I want to show you how I look at the market and try, or what helps me to understand what is more likely at the moment. Now here you can see the 4-hourly chart on Bitstamp, and as you can see there are no price candles. What I'm doing here is I'm connecting important points of the 144 moving average. This is this yellow one. I think the 144 moving average is one of the most important moving averages that we have. And by connecting these important points, what I get is the support of the moving average. During a bull market, the moving average is making higher highs, so that means that the average price is increasing. Now, when this thing turns around, what that means is, of course, that we're seeing lower average prices. And so we're going down. So the trend is turning around and we're getting in a more bearish trend. Now, here you can see a short-term support, then we have a mid-term support, and we also have a long-term support. The levels here are close to $40,000, so between $40,000 to $45,000, depending on how fast we come down. And if we leave this one, we're going close to $19,000, and this would give us a retest of our last all-time high. Now, in my opinion, this is a very good way to understand what is going on, especially when someone of you is trading breakouts. Very often you have fake breakouts, and the reason for that is because the average price is not following. So you should not connect the price candles, you should connect the moving average or important points of a moving average. And if the moving average moves above the resistance, then it is a real breakout, or below, depending on what you are trading. But as you can see here, the 144 crossed the support and is now moving down. So we should definitely be careful here. I want to show you some examples here to understand this technique if this is the first time you're seeing it. So this is our wave in 2019 after the bear market, when we reached $13,000 approximately. As you can see there, we also had this short-term support, the mid-term support, and the long-term support. And look where we bounce off here. It's perfect. This moving average is bouncing from its own support level, and this is very important because, as you can see, this is a huge pump here. But you can also see that as soon as this moving average crossed the short-term support, although we had a pump, we still were moving downwards because this moving average left its own support and moved all the way down to the next support. So this is something that could happen now. Now let's take a look at our last bull market. This is our $20,000 top approximately here. And as you can see, we had short term, we had mid term, and we had the long term support. And as soon as we left the short term support here, so this means the moving average crossed its own support, it moved all the way down to the next support. It tried to come back up, but it failed, and so what we see is here a heavy correction. All right. So for for the current constellation, this means that we have to definitely be careful because we left the support, and it's likely to see this moving average moving all the way down here to this support. Now this can be everywhere between $40,000 to $45,000 in my opinion, but we're moving down. The only thing that can change that is this 144 moving higher than the current top, which is at approximately $59,000. So in my opinion, moving above $59,000 and staying above $59,000 so that this moving average can come back up and make a new high. This is the most important thing in my opinion that I'm waiting for right now. As long as this didn't happen, this means that we're moving down. All right, I hope you get this point right. I hope I said it right in English. So as long as this moving average is below its own high here, I'm bearish. And I think that we're going down. And I think the best example for that, guys, is if we take a look at the price today, what you can see is that the Bitcoin is trying to come back up, but every time it comes up to these levels, it comes back down. Why? Because in my opinion, we left this support here, this blue line. So you should definitely be careful. And today we reached $59,500 and we're coming back down. And so as long as this moving average didn't make a new high, we should be bearish and expect bigger corrections. Now, one of our community members asked me, all right, now let's say Cardano. Everything is so bullish and bullish news and yeah. Now, let's say like this. So Cardano is looking very bullish. It crossed $1.50 and so on. So if Bitcoin starts going down, does that mean that Cardano will definitely follow, or will it continue moving up? In my opinion, as long as Bitcoin is moving like this sideways, is not seeing a heavy correction, every altcoin has the chance to make new all-time highs. But if Bitcoin starts to come down heavily, and this point, in my opinion, is a little bit more heavy. Why? Because if we go by the current price, this point down here gives us a 30% correction, and this is not that little for Bitcoin. A 30% correction on Bitcoin will catch every altcoin that is trying to pump and take it down with it. All right. But if Bitcoin should move sideways here, right, sideways, and at some point reach this support, then I think that the altcoins have a good potential to see some massive gains in the next days and weeks. But if it starts really turning down here, really coming down heavily, then the altcoins will definitely bleed. So you should be careful if you are in those positions. Also, something that I want to tell you here, which could be important, is during our last wave here, when we reached that $13,000 approximately, we had a hash rate collapse. If you remember, some days ago, the Chinese government said, "We're sorry, we are the reason behind the hash rate collapse because they made a fault and so on." And we had that hash rate collapse, which brought the price down or caused this big drop from $65,000. And what I want to say is that on the 26th of September in 2019, we also had a hash rate collapse, which caused this drop here. All right. Now price came back up really nice and so on, but as you can see afterwards, we had a heavy correction. So does that mean that price will go down now because a few days ago we also had a hash rate collapse? Now, of course, it doesn't have to, but it gives this bearish scenario of me a little bit more probability. Okay, so we could see price still moving up here. People will buy the dip, but at some point it will turn around and come back down. So currently, I would definitely be careful with Bitcoin and altcoins. If we take a look at this chart, which I showed you many times, this is a very heavy resistance zone here. As you can see, for many weeks now, Bitcoin couldn't pass or cross above this orange line, and this red line is also a very heavy resistance or support level, right? So this is really, really strong, guys. And I think if Bitcoin is not able to close above this red line, this would be the first stage. If it's not able to close above this red line on the weekly chart, then we should be more than careful with Bitcoin and the altcoins. And the price is approximately at $58,000, right? So we need a weekly candle above $58,000. And as you can see, this weekly candle will be over or will be finished in 1 day and 8 hours. It's not much time. So this is something that I'm watching 100%. So if we want to be bullish or continue being bullish, then we need a weekly close above $58,000, and then we might see a retest of this orange line, which then is at approximately $72,000. So this is a nice move here if it happens. But currently, I'm really careful with everything that is going on here. I mean, it's not looking that bad, right? If you look at it this way, we have a big red candle, then immediately 2 green candles eliminate this one. We have another red candle. Immediately we have a big green candle which eliminates this one. So bulls are still there, but are they strong enough to really try one more time to get above this orange line? This is something that we will see, but I think if we focus on the things that I've just told you, then we will be prepared. So this moving average, in my opinion here, the 144, is key. Of course, you could also do the same with this other moving averages, but I like the 144 here because it's cleaner than the other ones. There is too much going on here, and this one is moving much slower. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's it for Bitcoin. Now coming to my altcoin pick that I want to show you. So I don't know if you guys know Shopping.io. It's one of those altcoins that made huge gains during the last weeks. As you can see, currently it is at $140. It has a total supply of 1 million, so this is really not much. And it had a huge run, as you can see here. It had a huge run since January, so very, very bullish here, and it topped out at approximately $270. Now, if you don't know this altcoin, you should check their website. It's a marketplace with a lot of features, but something very similar came out recently, and it is CryptoCard. Now, CryptoCard has a max supply also of 1 million, so this is very good for gains, and currently it is at $11.88. So this is a very good entry in my opinion. And also, if you check their website, you'll see that they have very good IDs and a lot of things happening with that with this altcoin. And check their Telegram, their Twitter. So I think it has very high potential to reach the same price levels like Shopping.io. All right, so I think it's really worth taking a look at it. Also, what I want to show you here is Blank. I don't know if you remember me talking about Blank. It's a privacy coin, and I think it has a very high potential, and it's really starting to come back. It had a huge correction after a heavy pump, but total supply of 125 million and a market cap of 27 million gives it a lot of room to grow, and I think it will definitely start making some gains during the next days. As you can see, we have here a nice trend line if we connect it, and it is trying to break above it. And I think that it's definitely also worth taking a look at it. And if you want to know more about it, you should watch my previous videos where I talk about it. And also I uploaded a document in our Discord which explains why Blank is important, why privacy will be very important during the adoption of cryptocurrency and the transactions which will come with it. Because currently there is not a 100% privacy if you make transactions, but I think you're aware of that fact. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope I answered all questions. One of our community members had an important question. He said, if Bitcoin starts coming down, does that mean that the altcoins or every altcoin will follow? And he was especially talking about Cardano, which has huge news, and we all know that the people behind Cardano are promising a very huge gains, and if you read about it, yeah, he sold all of his Ethereum because he thinks that Cardano will go up. Now, what if Bitcoin comes down here and makes a 30% correction? Will Cardano still pump? I think that at this point Cardano won't pump. I don't think that there is an altcoin that will pump because something will never change. If Bitcoin starts a bigger correction, the altcoins will go down with it, and this is a 30% correction down to this midterm support, and I think that every altcoin will bleed heavily, much harder than Bitcoin. If Bitcoin moves sideways here and reaches this support here, then of course altcoins will have a chance to still look promising and make some gains. But if there comes a bigger correction here during the next days, then you can be sure that the altcoins will correct much heavier with Bitcoin. And so you should use a good stop loss, which is hard to find these days because we have a lot of huge surprising moves which are only there to liquidate people. So this is a very difficult question to say where the best stop loss is, but you should have one, because if this happens, then I think that the altcoins will come down. And I mean, some of them made so crazy gains, and at some point people want to take their profit. Now, is now the time? I don't know, but it looks like that. All right, it looks like that in my opinion. But we'll have to wait to see and see if Bitcoin can bring this moving average up again above $59,000. Then I'm definitely very bullish again, and I think that we will make a new all-time high. All right, guys, thank you very much for your attention. I'm not 100% sure if I already talked about this Cardano thing, because I had to make this video many times and I'm not 100% sure if I already talked about it during that video. I'm sorry if so, then yeah, please forgive me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.